Three, two, one.
And welcome back to UKSG Autumn Marathon in aid of Crisis. And I'm going to introduce you to our next runner. We've had to rejig the order a little bit today, but we now have Patthiccness, who is going to be doing an any percent run of Maximo Goes to Glory. Pat, take it away.
Thanks a lot. So hope you guys are having a good day, and thanks for having me. We haven't had Maximo in a live setting in over 8 years, believe it or not, and it was right here with ESA as well. So I'm excited to be the first one to do it in quite a long time, and it's a very fun game originally on the PS2. Not too many people know of this game, which is very unfortunate, but that's what we're here for, right? So I'll count you down on 3. The moment I say 3, we'll start time, all right? So 1, 2, 3. Time starts now. All right, I've been running this game for about just under a year right about now. We're gonna see a lot of fun mechanics with this game. This game could be really unrelenting sometimes, but it's a super straightforward game. You run straight, kill guys along the way occasionally, and yeah. We're gonna see a lot of key drops like that. Like, we're gonna see gold keys that only open gold doors like now. Some enemies we kill are gonna drop like the regular red keys that we're gonna want to use for chests and doors and such. But yeah, the run isn't very RNG heavy like you'd see in a lot of other speedruns like Pokemon. But the RNG that does come into play is the drops that enemies give you. So every 4 enemy kills roughly will drop an ability, hopefully. And some abilities are really good, others are very not so good. Hopefully we won't have to see any of the not so good ones, and hopefully we see plenty of just the good ones. As you can see, like, Maximo has a shield on his arm, so we're gonna want to get a nice little shield throw ability pretty soon. So yeah, the mechanics of this game are a little interesting too. You're gonna see me like run off a lot of ledges just for seemingly no reason, and a lot of double jumping too. That right there is a really good drop actually. So I'll get into that as well real quick, but obviously, as you just saw, my sword's nice and fiery red right now. That's because almost every single world has a dedicated like sword magic basically, and we got the fire one pretty quickly. So we actually have one right over there to the left that we were supposed to pick up for free, but since I got it on the last level, which is a very hard thing to do, I could just skip that and just go straight over here. So just like that, I guess, if you just saw me do it, you're gonna see me running off the ledges a lot. I'll throw out the term ledge boost often in woe jump. So a ledge boost in this game is just as simple as running off a ledge. You'll gain a good amount of speed, and as you fall off the ledge, you're actually still able to double jump out of it miraculously. And you'll see, if you saw before on the first level, when I jumped onto that broken tree area, we purposely will take a sort of like whoa jump, because Maximo will say whoa when you try to fall off, and that helps us time a lot of the jumps in our runs, make more precise jumps for further gaps to prevent us from having to fully go through a whole level some situations. So there we just picked up the worst ability in the game, funny enough, and I'm gonna get laughed at by my colleagues. It's called Mighty Blow. So you might have seen too, I've been mainly just like hitting things normally, but the main attack in this game is going to be the overhead slash, and that's the move that we use with triangle. So rather than doing a normal overhead, we do a little like kind of a forward stab attack, which it throws a lot of situations off, funny enough, but yeah. And if it wasn't obvious enough already, the game's like sort of a tie-in to the Ghosts and Goblins universe. Super fun game that a lot of people played way back in the heydays of 2002. It's one of the games I grew up with playing. I hope that you guys got a good kick out of this game too. Not too many people have, but we've found a little community since the speedruns have kicked back up, which is really really nice. So here we take a really huge level skip just by whoa jumping off the ledge there, and we just avoid doing the entire left section over there. I'm gonna jump down here too to the left, and because I have Mighty Blow, I have to be careful. If I were to Mighty Blow that, I would have missed the skeleton completely, but since we overhead slash, he dies instantly. Grab our nice little golden key in here. And yeah. So you're gonna see me avoiding a lot of people, obviously. So it's great. The best part of this game is not actually killing the enemies. It's something that you wouldn't think to do as a kid, I guess. Just like not playing the game, basically, just being as fast as possible. So here we're gonna jump over this guy. This is the Mighty Blow attack, that little forward lunge. So in this situation, I can't Mighty Blow that guy and that guy because they're spawning right out of the ground as I am trying to hit them. So if I were to do the forward lunge, just would totally miss. So that's why getting this ability, it throws everything off. I'm surprised it's the only one we've actually seen so far. But World 1, there's 5 worlds in this game. This one's the most straightforward, just simple. Keep going straight and you'll make it to the end type of thing. You don't have to worry too much. There's not a lot of puzzle solving necessarily. Fun little skip here if you just keep running straight. Hopefully I land it. Yep. That's a bit of a harder trick. I tend to fail that one a lot, funny enough. So, but just missing the ledge, you waste like maybe 2 seconds. It's not the end of the world whatsoever. And actually, this is the only level where we kind of sequence break, so to speak. The game is very glitch free because we haven't really found anything. There's 2 little sequence breaks in the game basically, and all this one is just like skipping the entirety of one section of the map, which actually is more than half of the map too, which is great. So just gonna take a little boost there, fall off here, activate the bridge to get this platform to come up, and then we just have to kill a couple enemies at the end here to unlock the little end crystal, and we're good to go. Yep. Now we're on to the first boss of the game. So there you see the little bridge fall. We could only activate each boss fight after completing all 4 stages in each level, in each world, sorry. So we're on to the first one, Ghastly Gus, so. Apologies. He's a bit of, he's an easy fight. He's even easier if I had the shield throw ability, which I hope, I was hoping I'd have at this point so I could show it off a bit, but it's all good. Easy peasy with them, just do a nice little overhead attack like that, and then forward slash. The overhead chop like that does more damage than your average hit, which is great. So we're going to be doing that for a lot of the boss fights. And for the final hit, we could just hit him with whatever. So if there's any donations, anything you want to get out of the way, now's the perfect time because I'm in a bit of unskippable territory for the next 40-ish seconds.
Well, funny you should ask. We have 2 donations that have come through. One from the previous runner, Wearing Finn, who donates $50 and says, "How many deaths did I have?" No, don't count. Here's 50. That should cover it. And that bid is split between the Octopath Traveler single story bid war and the Resident Evil HD remastered deal. He's picked Cyrus and Jill, respectively. And we also have a $5 donation from Dadoon, I think if I pronounced that correctly.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Hey Pat, it's so awesome to see Maximo on UKSG/ESA. Thank you for the run. Don't forget to thank Spiky. Also, a little challenge for you. If you get bridge skip first try, I will donate $5 more. Good luck."
Thanks, Dadoon.
And that one also goes to the Chris in the Resident Evil Jill versus Chris bid war. Back to you.
Perfect. Good. Excellent timing. So now we're into the second world. Deden's actually, he's a good friend of mine. He's picked up the game recently, and we've had a lot of good talks back and forth, just teaching each other. Like, I'm teaching him how to play some areas and all, so it's a fun time all around. So the bridge skip he mentioned, we're not going to see for another like 30 minutes. I'll get a bit closer as we get there. I wouldn't necessarily call it a sequence break, but it involves skipping a large portion of the run towards the end. And when we first found it a couple months ago, it was the quintessential run ender, essentially. So I can't wait to show that off to you guys. Hopefully we can nail it first try. Hopefully we play this deathless. I'm gonna have to play a lot of stuff way safer than I would in my runs, but yep. We actually also just mildly off topic, but last night I was practicing nonstop for the event tonight, and we actually I broke the world record last night yet again. This is my third time getting world record now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We brought the record down from 54.41 all the way to 53.58 the first time, down to 53.09, and now we're sitting at a cheeky 52.27. So a lot of potential in this game, a lot of untapped potential. So and honestly, World 2 Level 1 that we just played, super uneventful, very boring all around. Dem Bones is this is more of an iconic level. Everyone who's familiar with this game knows how terrible this level could be, but I get to utilize for the first time ever the invincibility and show that off to you guys. So if you have full armor in this game, which is 3 bars, and you pick up another set of armor for increased health, you'll just gain invincibility for I want to say 20 seconds. And then here we just activate the little switch, pick up the mask, our invincibility comes back, and we one-shot everyone that comes into contact with us. It's a great combo. We're gonna use it a lot in the run too, so taking damage is something to be weary of in a lot of situations. In World 1, when it doesn't matter, you could get away with it, and I actually just picked up like one of my favorite abilities that when they're the blacksmith. As you can see at the top, it brought me to 4 bars of health instead of 3, so helps in a lot of situations where we might need to damage boost or just worry about health in general. So it's great to have for the latter stages of the game. But yeah, just activate that thing here too, and this guy will not attack me, funny enough. He just likes to ignore me, he likes to watch. Just keep jumping over the guys. Now we come to a fun section here. In my opinion, this is the most inconsistent part of the game, so hopefully we could get some good luck here. Again, just to get the end of each level to appear, basically, we have to kill all the enemies within the vicinity of the little crystal here, and when they all die, the crystal goes away. And I haven't gotten a good chance to talk about it yet, but you'll see me jump in a lot of situations to pick up stuff. So I saw the fire sword drop there. I tried picking it up in the air. I missed. I picked it up on the ground. Whenever you pick most of the stuff up, like certain abilities, power-ups in that situation, armor especially, and the invincibility wastes a lot of time, they'll place certain animations that you just can't skip, and the game freezes to play those animations, so you can't, like, if you're playing a cycle-based level, it's even worse because you cannot, it doesn't affect the cycle because the whole game will just freeze essentially to play the animation. So I'm gonna try my best to pick everything up in the air, but you might see me in like most situations pick up the power-ups and stuff on the ground, which is fine. This level is a lot of people's absolute least favorite to deal with, and I'm definitely one of those people that cannot stand it. I'm gonna play it a bit safe here, in that it's a bit of like a Frogger kind of section. Everyone familiar with Frogger? Just keep that in the back of your mind, except instead of jumping across the street basically through a little river, we're gonna be jumping through a swamp, through tree logs and turtle shells, so it's gonna be exciting. So I haven't utilized it yet, but we're gonna take some checkpoints here too. I'm actually going to, in case I die. And there you saw too, when the invincibility wears off, it'll play a little animation as well there. So always good to be in the air as much as possible. This game takes place in the air more than it does on land, to be honest. Never takes place in the water, which is good. If it does, then your run's over, unfortunately. But yeah, that was the first section. Not too bad. Here's the second part too. This the pattern's always the same as long as you play it, like, just quick enough. If you saw, like, I actually made it to the first section relatively early, but you can make the cycle that early on the speed that I was at. So we actually made it through fairly painlessly, funny enough, and got one more level left. We get to see the first ever introduction of our next sword upgrade. It's going to be called the Pure Blade. I'll let it speak for itself, though. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a nice one. And in the game as well, there's a lot of just little hidden chests like here. We don't utilize them too often. I would say there's 3 in total that we utilize, and this one's more of an optional thing, but it helps speed up these vine sections because they could be a bit of a pain. Luckily you guys haven't had to deal with how awful the vines could be, but when you have invincibility, you can just kind of phase through them as long as you're off to the right enough. So yeah, we'll utilize it. Here, I'm going to jump in the air when my invincibility runs out, and you see it wastes no time. Very cool stuff. Just some typical platform. We pick up our 4th key, and then we pick up another free sword ability. Now we got the Pure Blade. It does extended... just the damage is better altogether. That's about it. You'll see me pick up an ability here too that allows me to shoot out of my sword, funny enough, if I have enough charges, because you can see at the top left too, the yellow sword has these like red ticks. That's basically what it tells me how much ammunition is left, essentially. So every time I hit an enemy, it wastes 1. I just picked up the magic bolt ability. It kind of looks like a little hand. But basically what that allows me to do is shoot directly out of the sword. You're not going to see it too much. Like, not now at least. You'll see it on the second level coming up of the next world. But it's a fun ability. Very useful, very important. There's only 3 necessary abilities to beat the game, and that's the shield throw, this is the magic bolt, and one called Doom Strike that hopefully we'll get to see, but if not, it's one that I get to pick up for free later, so not the end of the world if we don't see it, to be completely honest. But yeah, now that was level 4, so we're on to the second boss already. He's got a bit of a reputation too in the community. Super inconsistent, very annoying. You can manipulate how he moves in his first little phase, but hopefully you guys won't have to see how annoying he really can be. So we just stand still, we don't move at all, we let him stomp 5 times. 3, 4, 5, and then we start to move. Always double jumping. So now I'm gonna have to try to land a spin attack. Got it, and then just the mighty blow. Perfect. I don't have any shield throw for his little minion guys though, but I can do this little fun thing. Once they all die, we skip his phase. And same deal, just keep jumping, just keep jumping. Hopefully I can land this. We could actually kill all of his guys in one swoop here. Ah, I couldn't do it. I got 4 out of 5, which is good enough for me. And also real fast before I pass it off to donations again, every time we beat a boss, we have the option between a save, a kiss, and some armor. We always pick the armor rather than the other 2 because it'll give you full health, full shield charge, and a full sword charge as well. So yeah, if you want to hand it off, read out some donations, I got plenty of time.
Still waiting on some more donations, but
fantastic.
I can just say for the moment that if you'd like to get updates for when our marathons go live and when your favourite runs are coming up, then follow us on Twitter at UKSG Marathon. Also, if you use the hashtag UKSG Autumn21, you may very well be featured on stream. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you. Some good incentive for you guys, man. Get recognized by the ESA gods themselves, you know? So yeah, this is, we're on to World 3 now. The World 3 is World 3 is going to be a fun one too. They only get harder from here. World 1 and 2 are fairly straightforward. As of World 3, we start getting into the annoying territory. So here's another, just another of the, oh, if I could pick that up, of the hidden chests that we take. We're totally fine. So, in a situation like that, you might be just better off picking up a fire sword on the ground. And you might be wondering, well, why are you picking up a fire sword when the pure blade is so much better? And I like to think of it as what melts ice, basically. Keep that in the back of your head, because a lot of the enemies in this level, in this world rather, will die in one hit with the fire sword rather than the pure blade, funny enough. So, it's a fun little, just common sense kind of thing that you wouldn't think would be in a game, but it's cool that they thought of such a thing to make the fire sword this valuable. And hopefully it's the last time we see the fire sword as well, because we do not want it in the later stages. And this one too, super straightforward. It's mainly utilizing invincibility for most of the run, and just like that, we could even break the crystal with our invincibility. So yeah, super quick level 2. And in theory, you could play any level in any order you want, but we've mapped it out to have the best layout essentially, and it's usually just either go left or right, depending on which level might give you the sword ability that you need, and just keep following it from there, because you're not going to go to one level, go all the way across the map to go to the other one, because every world has a little hub area, which is nice. And you just go into the level select there, and if you're playing casually, that's where you could save your game. And in classic PS2 fashion, you can't just save for free, you gotta pay, I want to say $100 in game. So all these little coins in here, all they really are just like buying little abilities that you might see. Like, there's some shield upgrades you could get, there's like health that you could buy, and mystery coins, which are great because they could give you just basically anything in the game. So yeah, the money isn't an issue for a speedrun, so we're just gonna keep it, like, not even avoiding the money, just not caring. So we're gonna get this guy to hit twice just to help time stuff. We're gonna pick up the armor again for invincibility here. I'm actually going to take the checkpoint because this level is very notorious for me. Might have been a bad idea, because we're on a bit of a slower cycle now. That's fine. We're going to kill this guy with the invincibility for a key. I missed it. It's fine. Honestly, not the end of the world. I'll make up for that later. There we go. So now the way you're supposed to play this is you're supposed to get back onto the ship and go around. And go all the way around each time, or we could just do a little... Oh, well, that's our first death of the run. Good thing we took the checkpoint. I apologize for that. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it's all good. So now we just got played a bit safe, unfortunately. This is what you're supposed to do in the runs normally. If I was smart too, I would have swapped out the Mighty Blow for the magic bolt attack, but it's okay. And we'll just keep on waiting. Soundtrack's fantastic too. Most of the time they're just renditions of Ghosts and Goblins music, but always nice to hear. The game has a fantastic OST if you guys haven't heard. So that's what we're supposed to do. Just take a little woe jump like that. We're gonna do it again here. Instead of doing the woe, Maximo just decided to just run clean off, so that'll happen. It's totally fine. And I'm supposed to have enough health for invincibility for a later stage, but that actually got messed up from the death, but honestly, it's I can make up for it super easily, and you'll see why. I even got the ability that I lost. Fantastic. It all worked out in the end, honestly. So I don't have Doom Strike for here, so I'm just gonna keep hitting these guys. These guys you have to overhead slash to kill, unless you have the Fire Sword, where you just one-shot everyone. Get a nice little key. I'm gonna avoid that ability because I don't need it. Now we're gonna have to take some backup strats since we're in a marathon setting. It's we're not pushing for world record or anything. That little ledge off to the left there, you see that little sad icy area? Just seems totally normal, nothing wrong over there. You just hop on over. Nice little hidden chest here. Everyone who's played this game remembers this. And we're back to 3 bars. I need to get a 4th bar too, but lucky for me, the level coming up over here, I get a 4th one for free. One that we don't pick up just ever unless you're in my situation, which if you are, chances are the run isn't worth playing. I mean, unless you're new to the game, but honestly, if any of you guys have played this game before, I cannot recommend it more. You guys need to, if you guys have played this game, I'd suggest trying to speedrun it. It's a lot of fun. I've met a lot of really cool people doing this, people I would have never met in my life, basically. Like any good community, obviously. So here, we take a little, just a little boost over there that ends up skipping a lot of the level, essentially. So normally I'm supposed to jump to the left over there, but I'm gonna take a quick little deviation to the course, pick up a nice little, my nice 4th bar of armor. Ooh, I'm taking the wrong path. We'll take a little ledge boost there. All right, well, we lost Mighty Blow, which is a good thing. I wasn't anticipating a death. The game is really unforgiving, to say the least. It's fine, honestly. This one's a bit of it's an auto-scroller, so you'll always have the same cycle and everything. But since we died, the cycle will change. I don't have the armor there. It's okay. I'm gonna play this safe too. We'll take a little. We'll jump here. We'll take another one. There we go. I was lined up weird with the camera. The camera in this game you literally can't affect at all. You can move it with L1, and that's about as much camera control as you have. This is the PS2. They don't know how to make video games yet. You have to give them a... You have to cut them some slack, to say the least. We'll just keep on going through. And now here too, you have a bunch of different paths you could take. Only one takes you to the rest of the level, and it's one straight ahead. Fantastic. Those iceberg things that you jump on will fall down, so just gotta get off of them quickly. I will take a checkpoint here, just in case. You never know what could happen. The deaths that I've had so far are ones that I don't normally get. Ooh, see, just like that. That's one that I normally don't miss, but it's all good. Spiky found out that trick. Spiky's the current second place holder. If you took that jump properly, then you have to say thank you to him. I didn't nail it, unfortunately, so I don't want to ruin his good reputation. Mistimed the hit, it's totally fine. So now, since I don't even have to worry, I need invincibility for the stage coming up, but since I don't have enough, I'm just gonna mosey on over. Oh, there actually is a strat to get invincibility, but forget it. We're fine. We'll be okay. If you guys have seen, there's those pirate enemies, the ones that keep calling me lubbers. They're really annoying to deal with. You need to hit them from behind, and then you need to do that overhead attack that I did to fight the first boss, and it takes a long time. If you don't do it properly, they just block your attack, and it's not a fun time. So the only time we ever kill them is with the invincibility. So here I will take a checkpoint, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. This section is really annoying. We're just going to do a little whoa jump here, skip the bridge. That's not the bridge skip we're talking about. There's an even more fantastical bridge skip coming up, believe it or not. I'll take this one too, because I tend to fail this level a lot recently. It's one that doesn't give me much issue anymore, but as of late, anything could happen. When you practice this game non-stop over and over and over, you start to get good at the hard stuff and then bad at the easy stuff, it seems. So So here, I'll still pick it up just to show it off, but we normally will take a thing of armor here just to bring us back to invincibility, but obviously that isn't the case. Gotta jump over both these guys, and they'll just both block my hits. And since I messed up, you're supposed to get them on their back and do that attack, but since I got him on his front, they actually, they hurt you if you don't do it properly. But like that, damage free. And just like that, we're on to the third boss fight, so. He's my favorite. Everything about World 3 is my favorite, except for in the speedrun setting, where it's definitely not my favorite world to play. But it's the prettiest one, that's for sure. Oh. His little gimmick is you're just supposed to hit him into those little grates. His peg leg's gonna get stuck and you hit him that way. If we have shield throw, it goes by way quicker, but since we don't, obviously, I'll just have to pray that it all goes well. So far, so good, though. I apologize, I have, you guys might have heard that. I have the stream alerts on, my apologies, so. There we go. Honestly, not bad, considering we didn't have a shield throw or enough fire sword to do enough damage to him, but it's okay. We made it all work very nicely. Because that boss fight could be unrelenting sometimes. It's not difficult, it could take a long time. So yet again, we're just gonna pick the armor, and if there's anything that needs to be read off, by all means.
Yeah, we do have a donation here, actually, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, from Ray Dragon with $5, who says, "Hey, Pat, is it Reg?"
Yeah. You call him whatever.
Well, we discussed it, so I thought it was a J. We had the outside shot of getting it right. There we go.
My apologies. Carry on.
That's all right. Hey, Pat, it's Reg. Wishing you all the best in this run, and thanks for putting Maximo in the spotlight. Who knows? Maybe you'll get another PB whilst I'm watching.
Yeah.
Apologies to you there, Reg.
Reg, I appreciate the optimism. It's definitely not happening, but thanks for the kind words nonetheless. It's honestly been a really good run for a marathon setting. Often I'll have runs that just don't even make it out of World 1 sometimes, or just like World 2 for that matter. So we're all the way on to World 4 now. You get to see the best sword in the game. I'm going to call it Armageddon sometimes, just you guys can remember it as the purple sword. So we get it for free on this stage, which is really sweet because we're actually going to need it for the rest of the run now, basically. Not this one specifically. We will end up being able to hold on to it for the rest of the world. And then we actually pick up a free one in the world after that. And you get to see the fun little bouncing brains here too. Great little addition to the game. I'm going to play this part slightly safe. Normally you would just damage boost through like all of that stuff that I just did. You wouldn't jump on the brain as much, but I'm just wanting to make sure that we're not taking any unnecessary damage. And now you guys get to see Magic Bolt in action for the first time this run, and each sword does something different, and with Armageddon, it's just a giant wave attack like that. I'm gonna try to not pick up that, though. Alright, fantastic. First level is pretty straightforward, too. It's for someone who's never played the game, it's a little daunting. Going from World 3 to 4 is it's a huge curve in difficulty, 100%. Everyone seems to remember not being able to make it past this level unless they watch their dads play, basically. Now we're on to one of my least favorite stages, just outright. It's a lot of backtracking, going, hitting switches. If you don't have one of the abilities that I need right now, which is the one that I don't have besides shield throw, it makes this section a lot slower. But if I had Doom Strike, it it would allow me to hit that switch up there that I'm about to hit right now. And the reason that's important is you can see the platform still moving, and there it goes. So now we just have to play a bit of a waiting game since we don't have it. But hey man, I have a world record in this game. 2 of my last world records didn't have it for this section, so take with that what you will. Plenty of room for improvement in this game, and I'd love to see it. I have a good tutorial on the game for anyone that might be interested down the road. I'm talking about everything in depth as I could possibly get, basically, and it's essentially what I'm doing now, but more sensical, I suppose. This section 2 is a little not always super friendly. But we've nailed it down to a science. With these guys, if you jump in certain directions, you could avoid taking damage. I couldn't, but that's all good. I'm gonna take these checkpoints to just... I don't trust the game. I've died in just very bizarre fashions here, so... Maximo has just like a knack for killing you in ways you've never seen before. Every time you die, it's basically something new. Scale these little pillars here. Avoid the goat man. I'm gonna try to do this properly, but if I jump in a kind of a specific way, it'll avoid spawning an enemy. Oh, never mind. This guy here. There's a way that you could just get him to not spawn, but we spawn him. It's okay. It's just a bit of a slowdown. We're doing totally fine though. And as of now, basically, we're not gonna have to worry about invincibility anymore. If it wasn't apparent enough already, there's not too many armor drops, if any at all, to be honest. But yeah, it's a lot of damage boosting as of now, especially in World 4. I'm not showing it off too much just because I want to have enough health, and you guys will see why. There's one free armor drop here. If I end up taking another hit of damage, I will go for it. If not, then I'll just pick up a free health replenish, but there's a lot of damage boosting. Like here's a section that I might take damage at, didn't, which is great. The coffins in this world will do damage to you, so try not to touch enemies that are spawning in. There's a lot of those flails in this game too, so just jump over him. We'll grab a little health refill now. It only refills 2 hits out of the 4 that it takes to break armor, so if you're at full health and you pick up a potion on the ground, it'll do absolutely nothing, so there's no free invincibility anywhere. You can see up there's another free Armageddon, so in theory, if you're playing through the game normally, you hit a couple enemies too many, you could pick it up for free over there too. Enemies can drop it too, but we don't have to worry about that in World 4. We worry about that later on, about having enough Armageddon. I'll explain it a little better. But basically, as long as we have enough Armageddon for the boss fight in this world, then we have nothing to worry about. So there, I can't even, I don't know why we take damage there, but we just do. And now we're just gonna keep double jumping through the saw blades. Just like that. It looks a little wonky because the game doesn't really intend for it to be doing such a thing. But if the blades hit you when you're on the ground, it'll send you flying, it'll waste a bunch of time. If you jump in the air and hit him, then you just take the damage and forget about it. So we're on to the last level of World 4. A bit of a beginner hell one, but I'll show off why. But now we get to get Doomstrike for free, which is great. I haven't had a chance to show it off yet, but you guys are gonna get to see it shortly. I apologize for all of the alerts popping up right now. I want to say it's number 3, so you'll have to forgive me. Take 3 little jumps on this brain, jump on over, and she's just chilling right over there. We could even grab some extra health if we're feeling unsafe. I'm feeling a little unsafe, so I'm gonna grab it. And since I'm also feeling unsafe, I'm gonna protect Doomstrike in case I die, because it's a very necessary ability. Just jump over here. Yeah, good thing. that's the reason why I took that checkpoint, so that's fantastic. Oh, sorry, I didn't even take a checkpoint. It's all good, never mind. So now the cycle's all kinds of messed up. It's fine. That's a level that always messes with me. Taking that damage from the coffin threw me off a little bit too. It threw off the timing, which is totally fine. Normally you're just supposed to jump on that little spinning gear. You'll jump onto a spinning axe and then call it there, but that obviously didn't happen. I could have made that jump, but we'll just play it safe. There's a gentleman throwing bombs at me. So now we're just gonna play it slow. It's all good. This is the strats I recommend if you're still relatively new to the game. The camera's a bit wonky. There we go. And just like that, we'll take jump number 3. On the third jump, you'll be at the max height, so you don't have to worry about constantly jumping on it. I like to do it an extra time just because it feels like the game never puts you at the max height when you're jumping on them, especially in a speedrun setting when you're actually on pace for a really good run. So sometimes I'll take a 4th jump to feel extra safe, but it's all arbitrary. It's all a placebo, basically. So I will take this checkpoint. Yeah, I got the my alerts on. I apologize, everyone. I'll have to mute that in a sec. This section too, just wait for the spinning gear to come about roughly halfway down. We'll just jump onto it in this way. I usually jump to this cog over here. Now we're just gonna wait. Take a big jump onto the brain, take a big jump over, crouch hit that guy, and do another little wave attack. And then yeah, now we're on to the World 4 boss. If I can, as well. I'm just gonna turn off the old stream alerts, because this should not be happening. I apologize, everyone. There we go. It should be peace and quiet from now on. I appreciate it though, but I'm glad that people get a kick out of Maximo. It's a fantastic game, to say the least. I haven't, it's all I've been saying basically, so. He's a fun one. So this is the main reason why we want to have a little bit of health left. We just damage boost through it yet again. That's the common theme for World 4 is just damage boost, damage boost, damage boost. We take a jump here so that that little shockwave doesn't hit us, but every time he just hits us with a little green goblin over here, we just gotta jump into it. You have to put our pride aside and take the hit. It's gonna do this. I like to do this too, just for fun. See how high we could get. That was pretty high. And again, just keep damage boosting. He's only vulnerable when he shoots the fire at you too. Again, if that wasn't completely obvious. And we need enough Armageddon to do damage, at like the maximum amount of damage, because he's got a lot of health. He's everyone's favorite boss. I don't see why. Totally kidding. So yeah, on to the final world now. I'll get into bridge skip a little bit here, but if there's anything that needs to be read off, let me know.
Sure. While I'm here, I'd like to say we'd like to say a big thank you to ESA for supporting this marathon.
So,
Besides providing us with their channel for streaming, they are sharing gear, technical assistance, and sponsors. So be sure to check out ESA's next event, ESA Winter 2022, which will be happening sometime in February 2022. Back to you, Pat.
beautiful, thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks a lot, ESA. Thanks for helping out such a nice organization. I'm having a great time right now. I hope you guys are too. This is the dream to be running for a live marathon event, so I am beyond happy to be here. I'm having a great time. So this is World 5, Castle Maximo, whatever you want to call it. There's only 3 levels, but each one of them provides us with a little something different. Each level has its own BS in it, basically, so this one I'll show it off. You'll see very shortly what I mean. So we grab the golden key there. We don't have to take the invincibility here. It's totally optional. I like to take it just to feel safe for the coming sections, but... Excuse me. Let's jump over here. I'm not going to grab that checkpoint. There's not too much danger involved quite yet, so... This might scare you guys, don't worry. We just jump off the ledge for free. Grab our second golden key. That's a big theme for these levels too. It's just golden keys galore everywhere you go. Every level you're in, everything requires a golden key, it seems like. So since I don't have shield throw, those chests there, it's not exactly a chest, so... There's a man in there. He likes to turn you into an old man or a baby. That's one of the biggest run killers. Here's a giant skip that was found not terribly long ago, but those night guys, we'll worry about them later. We're not gonna have to fight one just quite yet. It's not really a glitch, not really sequence break, just kind of an unintended mechanic, I guess you could say. It's the game's fault for not making the hitbox of that pink shield of theirs bigger, so it is what it is. So bridge skip, I feel I have to talk about it now. There's a whole section in this this level where you're supposed to go around all the way to the left side of the level and everything, pick up a golden key, go all the way back to make a bridge fall. Or we could just take a hit as we're flying off a cliff, double jump, and then we just skip the bridge altogether and we just phase through it. I will take this checkpoint because this is where it'll all go down, but I originally wasn't planning on doing it, but I feel like we have to do it just to show off the fun mechanics of this game. So now we will have to kill these knights. The knight takes a long time to kill. Not quite as bad as the Castlevania knight, but it takes a lot of hits nonetheless. So we're gonna get these guys to just try to hit. No, see, we failed it. It's okay. I got a little antsy, don't worry. That's what the checkpoints are for. We're fine, we're fine. Apologies to Didon, I couldn't get the bridge skip first try, but it's okay. I'll give it one more shot. That's a mighty blow, we don't want that. There we go, I got a better spawn this time. I panicked. Sorry, boys. I'm just gonna stop going for it. I'm sure I could land it, but you guys just have to take my word for it. If you guys want to see bridge skip get done, you can check out world record, you can check out the tutorial video, check out everything. I was really hoping to get it in a speedrun setting, but oh, you know what? One more time. Yeah, there we go. See, and just like that, we skip it. So normally that's a tremendous time save, but it's all good, honestly. We're just having fun. We're having a great time here. So now my health is a bit of an issue, but that trick's the hardest one to land in the game, by the way. So forgive me for missing it. It's a good time though. This is a good reason too. I've been hoarding our keys. They stick with you throughout the worlds and levels and everything. So we've carefully plotted out which keys to get, which ones not to get. So I need to just keep in mind that I am one key short, which is fine. First try. Hit that knight with a little wave attack first try, just right off the bat too. They die with one wave attack, or they'll die in like 30 seconds if you try to fight them normally, so I'm gonna play this safe just because. Never mind. I wanted to play it safe to not take any damage, but it's all good. Snot health is a bit of an issue, but it's not the end of the world at the same time. I can manage. it's hard to tell with those little, the fire just coming up randomly. You could tell where the fire is going to be based on the little bubble, but, you know, killed that knight as well. That's a huge theme with Castle Maximo as well. There's a lot of these, the knights. Oh, fantastic. That's really good. Lightning Shield's gonna save, well, if I had shield throw, at least. I don't have shield throw still, but it would save a lot of time in the long run. So we're just gonna ignore that guy right over there. I took the checkpoint just in case, because our health is a bit questionable, but it's all good. Gonna take a couple ledge boosts over here. Grab another key. Well, most of the keys have been free, and as well, another free Armageddon refill. Gonna a little crowd surf on those guys. And now this part too is, everyone remembers this level being incredibly daunting and just annoying as hell. Nice little corn maze basically, but once you've played the game long enough, you'll just remember the maze each time, and the pattern never changes, obviously. It's not a user-generated thing, it's pre-rendered and everything, so same pattern each time. I'm gonna jump over here. We'll do a little wave attack, and then you guys get to see Doomstrike for the first time too. It's mayhem. And yeah, that was a good garden section too, because that one could take a long time depending on the enemy spawns. Optimally, you'd kill all of them with one single Doomstrike and nothing more, but it's all good. The fact that I got a sword charge there, the little yellow thing that I dropped, that I picked up, that the enemy dropped, it'll give you 5 ticks on your sword back. So, since I have Armageddon, it gave me 5 ticks back. Now we're gonna have to try to conserve as much Armageddon as possible. That's why getting the Lightning Shield, fantastic. I could one-shot a lot of enemies with it rather than needing my Armageddon, but I don't have shield throw. Doesn't happen too often, but this is one of the situations where it will happen. And if you noticed, we still have that gold key. There's no section in the game that lets you keep the golden key. That's the main reason why we go for bridge skip nowadays. It saves a lot of time, sure, but it saves even more time in the long run because of just the amount of gold keys that you'll need. So normally you're supposed to go to the right side there, take a giant path, open up a chest and everything, but instead we just skip it outright because we did bridge skip. So that's a big reason that we landed as well. Just a bit of, not even a sequence break, just taking advantage of the game's mechanics. And unfortunately the golden keys cannot stack, otherwise there's a section that we would have definitely used on instead, because this level works on a cycle as well. It's another kind of Frogger situation. But Frogger, but even worse. So we're gonna use a wave attack to kill the wizard there, because if he hits us, it's a tremendous time loss. But yet again, pick up another gold key. Avoid the fire sword as much as you can at this point. If you do, then you have a hard time killing the knights. I want to say there's a checkpoint coming up here, so I'll just grab one of those. We killed this knight as well. He could drop Armageddon or sword charges, which are both really great, or he could drop a fire sword, which is not good. So we're just gonna ignore that too then. It's a little hard to hit the little broken walls section, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try my best to survive. On the next checkpoint though, I might take an intentional death. We'll see where we're at. Eek. I think there's one coming up. Yeah, never mind. I know exactly where it is. We're all good. We'll take a little jump there. That's a little taste of what the Frogger section is going to look like, so look forward to that. Break yet another wall, and one more for good luck. I'll hit him with the wave attack and then pick up a checkpoint too, because not really trusting myself. If I was smart, I would have taken the checkpoint, taken a death to conserve as much sword as possible, but it's okay. I'll just have to play through this section slowly to not take any hits. Which is fine. Normally by now I'd just be jumping through everything as fast as possible, trying to conserve as much time as possible. Scary stuff right there, it's all good. We are one hit away from death too, so something to keep in mind. But it's all good. I definitely wasn't fast enough to make the second cycle here, but hopefully we're still on a good enough cycle. Yeah. And if you just stand on this side of the gates, the skeletons won't try to box you out or anything, which is great, so. Now we're on to the more complicated Frogger section. It's not too bad once you've done it enough times, but the physics in this game are a little bizarre, so sometimes you might just miss the jump outright. It's a fun situation and everything, so. So just like that, we're on the we're at the end of the level now. Gotta be careful for these guys too, because if they hit you, they send you flying back and everything, and I'm one hit away from death, and I just don't want to deal with that right now, so. Just turn the camera. I'm gonna play this part really carefully too. If you jump far enough to like the left side, they just won't be able to hit you, but we're too deep now. Now we need to pray for a nice little Armageddon drop, because I don't have enough quite. Yeah, okay, perfect. We got a sword charge. We might actually have enough for, oh yeah. So just for clarification, the amount of Armageddon I have right now, perfect amount to actually finish a run at like a world record pace, so take with that what you will. That doesn't happen too often, so I'm gonna take an intentional death here. Oh, actually, you know what? I won't. Oh, never mind, I will. It's all good. I've got no abilities to lose at this point. They're all locked away. I have to kill the bomber the slow way too. If I had a shield throw, you just throw it at him. He'll die instantly. But when there's like 19 bombs around you, it's a little hard to tell what's happening. So unfortunately, I have to waste a second tick on my Armageddon, but it's okay. Avoid the bomb that time. But we have enough sword for, fun fact, there's 2 bosses now. Every level's had only 1, this one's got 2. So, this is exciting stuff. Kill the final knight. And I'll have enough for the first boss, not so much for the second. And both of these boss fights are, they're something else, to say the least. They could go really well, they could go really poorly. So, hopefully this goes well. Achilles basically just run over to him, overhead slash, run away, overhead slash. If you have Armageddon, the fight just breezes by you. It's nice to have shield throw as well for the next fight, or for this little section here, you can throw your shield at the little dudes. But we don't, we're gonna have to play it a little bit slower. He also does that when he hits you, so. It's all good. If I was faster, I would have avoided that phase altogether, but we don't, it's okay. And now we just do that all over again. So I'm not gonna have enough Armageddon for the second boss fight, it's totally fine. Same thing, just keep jumping to the left. I missed that, it's okay, we'll come around for it. Oop. Yeah, so you guys get to see what a bad Achilles looks like. I apologize. Normally it goes way better than this, so it's okay. We'll just do one more lap. That's a fun attack too. Awesome. So I gotta be careful because we're back to 1 hit away again, as usual. And his hitbox is very bizarre, like with his sword, so. Perfect, and now we're on to the final boss fight. So, Very similar thing. It's just gonna be a lot of overhead slashes. It's way less convoluted, but it's gonna be very dark. So hope you guys aren't looking into your screens too closely. You might see something you don't like. So I'll give a close approximation, by the way, for when to call time, but we'll probably be chilling here for a little bit. So with her, you could just overhead slash every single hit. Most of the time. As long as everything goes well. That's also why we don't like getting Mighty Blow, because it makes this fight significantly harder. So from here on out... Oh, cool, I actually landed that. I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to hit her regularly. I'm not going to go for the overheads, because they are very difficult to land. Just gotta be careful, because if she does that, she's actually you can't hit her when she does that little charge attack. It's great too. It's just standing still simulator basically. So I want to say it's 2 more hits. So and there's no music in this level too, if it hasn't been completely obvious. All right, 1 more hit. So when I say time will be over. And time. That was estimate on the nose now, wasn't it? Wow.
GG.
Thanks, homie. Thank you. So just for clarification, world record's about 8 minutes quicker than that. So it was a fun run, honestly. It was great from start to finish. Yeah. Not too much else to say.
Yeah, no, it was a fine run there, Pat, and
Thank
we have
you.
a couple of donations as well, offering some support here.
Please
we had
do,
a $50 donation from Lord of Girth, who stated, "Kick some ass, Pat. Much love."
Thanks, Jake.
And we also had a $15 donation from Dadoon, who said, "As I promised, 3 first tries times $5 equals 15. Now just get an Armageddon drop."
Thanks.
Do you want to? Oh, and that was for the that went towards the Resident Evil donation incentive, by the way. Do you want to quickly shout out yourself before we move on?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. Again, thanks ESA, thanks UKSG, thanks boys, thanks a lot for having me. This was a lot of fun. I'm very happy I was able to do this. Thanks for working around the schedule a little bit as well. So it was a fun time. If you guys want to see more Maximo, you could just look up Patthiccness, any of those two T's, 2 C's, 2 S's. You'll find me YouTube, Twitter, anything, Twitch as well. YouTube, I just uploaded the world record video very late last night. So if you guys want to see what a good run looks like, go for it. But I think that about does it for me. So yeah.
Excellent. Thanks again.
Fantastic.
Pat.
Thanks a lot for having me.
No worries. And we will be moving on very shortly with a any percent run of Lost Kingdoms from Double Double. So do not go away, gang. We'll be back very shortly.